Hello guys, Civilized Live. So today we have my week 1 game versus Waszap in the Mono Generations Tour. So I decided to bring Dragon as he brings Psychic, so let's get right into it. I wish I recorded this live, but it was late at night and I totally forgot to do that. So the next ones will be live, I promise. So this will just, go through the replays and, talk about my side and what happened. So I'll lead off with my Altari because I don't want this thing killing something turn 1 as he tried to do that. So I'm just going to Mega my Altaria and Dragon Dance. I wanted to just fire off a frustration, but in case this thing wanted to burn me, I felt like if I Dragon Dance, I can bait the Mew into burning me, and then I can get a free switch into Hydreigon and get a kill as he does just that. So I'm just going to go for a Dark Pulse here and pick up my kill. Bagged it up with my groceries, So in comes the Glade. I only got one switch into this, so incoming Garchomp as he goes for the close combat here. Does not 2-hit KO me as I'm going to take this opportunity to get my rocks up. On second note, maybe I should have just killed the Glade, but I mean, we got rocks up here because I wanted to try and win with my Altaria, and all I needed to do was weaken Jirachi as I was DD refresh as he just knocks out my Garchomp and literally basically kills himself trying to kill me off. So I'm gonna go into my Dragonite, just fire up an E-Speed because I don't want to risk anything else because Hydreigon was obviously slower. Kyurem, I didn't want to lock myself into an attack, and my Latios he has Jirachi for, and I don't want Jirachi coming in. So into my Dragonite here we go, as I'm going to go out to my Hydreigon here as he goes for the knockoff. Good play on his part getting rid of my choice backs, but now I basically get another kill as he just sacks his Mew there. In comes Gallade as just going to Zen Headbutt, as I'm just going to go for the Gigavolt Havoc because I don't have anything else to hit him with, and his Jirachi on the switching. So Jirachi takes a lot from that. I'm just going to go into my Hydreigon here and just fire up another Dark Pulse to try and get my kill, because I knew he was going to get rocks up there. So Gallade is sacked now, as now he's going to go into his Teeny if I'm not mistaken. And I don't want to take a U-turn from this, so I'm going to go out into my Latios here because it's pretty useless this game, and I don't want to risk Altaria coming in on any attack just yet. As he goes out into Latios, I'm going to go into my Altaria, and I'm pretty sure I pull a double out into my Hydreigon, predicting his Jirachi, as he goes for the Psychic. So I figured he'd be maybe Scarf or something, but he's not. So I don't know, I guess he's Scarf Scarf Teeny. Which is, I don't know, usually I thought he'd be Ban Teeny and Scarf this, but I guess not. So I'm going to go into my Kyurem here, because I do take the Psychic, and then I'm just going to go for the Outrage now. And I know he's going to go into Jirachi, but I need damage on Jirachi, so I'm just going to go for the Outrage here, as he's going to Thunder Wave and then flinch me down, whatever, so nothing I could do. Into our Dragonite we go now, and we spam more Outrages. I know he'll outspeed me, but I need to kill this thing, and then I just win with Altaria. As I knock it out, and he just goes for Ball Strike and doesn't even kill me, and I knock out Teeny. So that is game 1. Now let's go on to game 2. Is this one? Okay, we'll be right back with game. Alright, so game 2 we play Gen 5 Black and White. I brought this Steel team that I used in a previous recording because I liked the way it felt, I liked the way it played. So this game was pretty hacksy, so brace yourself. So I'm going to lead off with Skarmory because I am lead Skarmory. I know he has the Espeon, but I don't think he'd want to risk it on a Brave Bird just yet, especially because Latios usually does run coverage to hit me, so I'm just going to get on my rocks here. I really wanted to Spike, but getting damage on Latios was nice from my Scizor in the back. So I'm just going to Brave Bird here and weaken the Latios. And now I'm going to go out into my Jirachi here and just click U-turn as he brings out his own Jirachi. I'm going to go into my Heatran because I figured this would be his rocker and I should be faster. So into my Heatran we go. We're just going to fire up a Fire Blast here because it kind of hits everything, and his one check to it just took a million. And I do have Hidden Power Grass for these Slowbro, so I'm not really too worried. As he dodges, and then he Thunder Waves me, and then I miss again on the next one, I'm pretty sure. No, I HP Grass trying to get his Slowbro on the switching because I felt like he wouldn't want to risk the Fire Blast, especially because in this generation, Thunder Wave is now quarter speed instead of half speed. So his Slowbro will outspeed me and can just scald me down. As he stays in and rocks, and I miss another Fire Blast. This Jirachi just doesn't want to die. So in comes the Slowbro now as I'm going to go for the Fire Blast. And I do 30%. So I don't know what his Slowbro is. It must be some offensive variant. And that's why he wasn't going out into it. So I Fire Blast there and I get a burn, which is nice for me. I also forgot that burn did 12% this gen. So that's actually doing a ton. I go for the Hidden Power Grass there to try and weaken him a bit because I felt like he'd want to Scald and I would knock him out with HP Grass into burn damage as he goes for the Scald and gets a burn on me. Like the hacks, man. I mean, I guess I got the burn on Slowbro, but he burns my Jirachi and then he dodges Fire Blast on Jirachi. Like, it was crazy. So he burns my Jirachi here as I think I just go for the U-turn. No, I go for the Iron Head because I wanted to try and flinch him down with the burn damage as he goes out into his Jirachi. Just going to go into my Excadrill here because I want to, like, I think I want to spin here if I'm not mistaken. No. He doesn't have good switches to Earthquake besides his Slowbro, I guess. So I'm just going to Earthquake here as he's going to go out into his Slowbro. As I'm just going to Earthquake again, predicting him to maybe throw off a Scald or something like that. And to just keep him low for my Scizor. So into my Scizor we go. We're going to Swords Dance here, try and get something going. As he's going to Scald and burn me again. Like, I won here. I literally won here. Because then I Bug Bite this and everything else dies a Bullet Punch. And even if he's counter or something on his Zam, I can win with my Heatran and my Lucario. But bro, like, come on. Like, I literally won here. So I try and SD again to try and live the Scald roll. I didn't actually calc that, so it did 30% before and then it did 35% and I died a burn, which really sucks. So into his Espeon he goes as we go out into our Jirachi. We're just going to U-turn here into our Heatran. I was predicting a Shadow Ball, but I forgot that Steels actually resist Psychic this gen. So he'd go for like HP Fire. So I predict the HP Fire, I guess, here. So now I get a free kill with my Fire Blast here as he Baton Passes into Jirachi. And okay, never mind. I thought it dodged again. But I finally killed the Jirachi there. So in comes the Latios. But the game's over at this point because I can't really kill Latios. Like, I kill Latios there. But, like, this Zam is going to be hard to deal with if it has Focus Blast. As he crits me with the Side Shock. And then I Fire Blast here and knock out the Espeon, which is good for me. But now Celebi just clicks Earth Power and I have to try and set up on it and maybe he chokes, but nope, yeah. So pretty hacksy game 2, which really sucks. So let's just go to game 3 and we'll be right back with game 3. And we are back with game 3. So he decided to bring Psychic all generations, which is I don't know, that's a little bit sketchy. So I knew he'd bring Psychic and I brought this team that I used a while ago back in Gen 6. It has like Band Thunder. It's Vault Turn with like Band Thunders. This should be Vault Switch, but I don't know why I was running Discharge. So that really kind of hurt me this game. So let's just start, just start it off. So I'm going to lead off with my Thundurus because I U-turn out versus everything. It leads off with Teeny, going directly into my Rotom as he V-creates and doesn't want to predict turn 1. Just going to Vault Switch here on whatever he wants to bring out. As he brings out his Jirachi, I'm just going to go into my Thundurus and fire up a knockoff here as he goes for the Stealth Rock. Going to knock off again as he brings out Slowbro. And then I felt like he'd want to make a play because my Zapdos was very, very obvious. But he does just go for his Scald and burns my Thundurus, which that really sucked. And he crits me too. And that really sucked for me because Thundurus was so good versus his team and took on Latias, took on everything on his team. I honestly shouldn't have risked it, but if I would Vault Switch, I would have been more inclined to go into Zapdos. The problem is that I'm Discharged, and if I go into Zapdos and I Defog, he basically gets a free kill with Medicham, which is why I wanted to throw off another knockoff. So into his Jirachi he goes as I go into my Zapdos, and I'm just going to try and get off a Defog here. Like, he can't beat me 1v1. I do have pressure. So, like, he can try and Iron Head me down, but I'm gonna get out of this with no rocks up. So, especially because I'm slower. So, I'm trying to prevent rocks here, and I'm just gonna keep spamming Defog here. As he finally U-turns a little bit later, because he realizes that he can't stop me from defogging. Let's skip through that a bit. So he U-turns out as I go for the defog and brings in Medicham. I gotta sack my Thunderous at this point. And then I gotta bring in my Ampharos, which does take any one hit. And if I get damage off on Medicham, that means it dies a Volt Switch because I'm going for game with my Raikou. So he sacks the Slowbro as I'm just gonna bring in my Raikou just to keep out his Medicham because I'm pretty sure I killed a Medicham at full with a Specs T-Bolt. So in comes this Teeny as I'm going to go out to it, my Ampharos as he makes a good play in U-turns. I knew the U-turn was coming, but I didn't have the balls to click Volt Switch. Man, that sucked. So in comes this Jirachi here as he's going to U-turn again, predicting me to go out into my Zapdos, which I figured he'd want to do. So I'm going to Volt Switch with my Ampharos, bring in my Raikou, and then I'm just going to Volt Switch again because I do not have Shadow Ball, and I thought he'd predict it and sack the Jirachi. So now his Latios is inside. I'm just going to go into my Zapdos to take the Draco, as I would Volt Switch here if I had it, but again, I don't. So I'm going to double out. I'm not gonna double out. I'm gonna fire off a discharge here, just to try and get, just to knock out his Jirachi sack or try and get a power on anything that wants to come in. As Medicham comes in, just gonna sack my Ampharos here to the expected Ice Punch because I hit everything on my team. Down goes Ampharos. Gonna go into my Raikou here and just click Volt Switch on the Jirachi sack. Into my Mag Zone we go. I was hoping he'd sack it here. I am weakness policy sturdy, but I guess he knows that set, so he actually U-turns here in the Gothitelle, and he's going to trap me with the HP ground. So into my Raikou we go. I made a misplay here though. I should have probably went into my Zapdos, but apparently it was Specs, so I knocked out his Gothitelle there. Now I can just go into my Rotom here on his V-Crate, and then I can just Volt Switch here if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I Volt Switch because I am slower because he's Choice Banded. If I'm not, he's Choice Banded, right? Let me see. No, never mind. I get a slow Volt Switch because he's still faster than me. So I can Volt Switch here into my Raikou. Just fire off a Thunderbolt. Just knock out whatever wants to come out. As in comes this Teeny again. I'm going to sack my Zapdos now. I mean, not sack my Zapdos. I knew that if he V-created there, he basically lost the game. Because then I could Thunderbolt the Lottie twice. And I didn't want to lose the sack, so I'm going to go into my Zapdos here on his U-turn. As he goes out into his Latios here, I'm going to sack my Zapdos here because I don't actually need it anymore, and I can just win with my Raikou. So here I make a small misplay. I definitely should have hit him Power Iced and expect him not to risk Teeny. Like, I had extra sensory. I don't know if he knew that though. So like, I T-ball here because I take any hit and I could just sack my Rotom on the V-Crate. So Healing Wish is here, which could have been like a huge misplay. As he goes down to Teeny, I'm just going to sack my Rotom here on the V-Crate, and then I'm going to come back in with Raikou and T-Ball. This was actually a roll. It was like 89 to 106 or something, and I actually got it. So shaky endgame there that we played. We definitely could have played a bit better. I'm definitely going to try and up my game for my next opponent. So yeah, so that's our Monitor Generations game 1. I'll definitely record the next one live, and I'll see you guys next time.